All right, hello everybody. In this video, I'll be reviewing a product called 30 Seconds Outdoor Cleaner, and I just used it today, but I used it about 2 years ago. And what it is, it's something you buy at a store, and there's two ways you can get it. So one way is the more expensive way per ounce, and that is something you can screw your hose onto, and then I don't know how that works, but you spray it on, and then you either do a lever or you detach it and then you spray it off with plain water from your hose. But what I buy is the refill version. It's the 1 gallon container of concentrate, and I guess it's around $11 before taxes for each gallon. But um, so I used it about 2 years ago, and I have vinyl siding. I think that's what you call it. It's like plastic, And so I had to get the mold, the mildew, the algae. I could jokingly call it moss. Oh, and by the way, this is a little bit off the subject, but supposedly, so the moss grows on the north side of a tree, right? Because this is only on mainly on one side of my home, and it's the side that gets the least amount of sunlight. So that would be generally the north side, right? But if you're ever like in a wilderness survival situation and you don't have a compass, well, you could probably just figure out which way is north by looking at the sun. But also the moss would grow on like the north side of the tree the most, or whatever, of the trees, right? So when you back onto this, so I had to do it on this one side. It's always the same side, of course, and that's the side that gets the least amount of sunshine. And so I used it about 2 years ago for the first time instead of pressure washing. I'd never actually used a pressure washer. I'm new to this situation. And it really, what I had done was I had scrubbed with a dish pad. It's like a plastic abrasive material on one side and then like synthetic sponge on the other, and a bucket. And I had scrubbed it with a bucket and cleaned it and all that, and sprayed it as high as I could reach that whole side of the home. And then above that, I used the 30 seconds outdoor cleaner, right? So the question would be, like, does this stuff also prevent the mold, mildew, algae, or whatever you want to call it? And the answer is it seems to work at least as well as having scrubbed it off really well with just the dish pad and water, because I had at least as much mold, if not more, in the areas that I had done 2 years ago with just scrubbing with the dish pad and the water and spraying or whatever. So this is really interesting. So it seems to prevent it pretty well. Um, Although I must say that the higher you go up, the more sunlight you get, and it's the sunlight that prevents this stuff, right? Because again, remember, it's on the north side. It's on the side that gets the least shade. So the lower down you go, the less sunshine your home is getting. So in a way, that's unscientific, but it definitely works. And today I tried it, and so you can get this stuff, and if you read the directions, it says like to use it like the 30 seconds way, it's like a 1-to-1 ratio. So you mix the concentrate 1-to-1 with water. So it makes twice as much. Like if you have a gallon of this stuff, it would make 2 gallons. But then it says if you want to do it like 4-to-1, so 1 gallon of the concentrate would make 4 gallons, then you leave it on 4 times as long as what you would leave it on for the 30 seconds version. So you leave it on for like 2 minutes or something. So what I did, I compromised. I made it like 3-to-1 strength, and then I left it on. I just kind of estimated and looked at it, because when I'm putting it on, right, the stuff you put on first is going to be on there longer than the stuff you put on last. So I put it on high, and then it drips down, but I keep moving it on down. And by the time I get to the bottom, the stuff that I put on first up higher has been on there for a while. So anyway, but I put it on really, really thoroughly and well. And I had some areas that were really green with like the algae, mold, mildew, whatever it was. And I thought, this stuff isn't going to work, is it? And at first it didn't. But if you just give it that little bit of time, like the 2 minutes or whatever, man, it works incredibly well. I mean, it's just gone without a trace. And I'm not really sure how it works, but you can read the two active ingredients. I think it's some kind of acid or something. But it's pretty strong. Like I took a hot bath and I'm washing all my clothes afterwards now. Because also the other thing is like, so remember how I said you can hook it up with a hose directly to the bottle, and that's the least economical way? like it costs more, you're paying for that bottle. But what I did when I got it, I bought myself a pump sprayer, a 1 gallon pump sprayer that's reusable. And then I just keep, putting it on. Now I'm thinking you could buy like the hose attachment version one time and then refill that with the refill ones. I don't know if you can open it up and get in there. I think you might be able to get the product in there to reuse it, but to reuse that attachment. But in any case, I'm using a pump sprayer, so I mix it in there and then I pump it. Problem is, it's hard because it kind of mists up there, and then if the winds, we had high winds today that were like 18 miles an hour or something, and if you got winds, it can like blow it right down in your face. And if you get it in your eyes, it stings a little bit, but there's no real damage. I mean, you just let your eyes water and it's all good. Of course, I took a hot bath and cleaned, scrubbed my eyes, everything with a washcloth really well. Afterwards, I scrubbed everything. But the other thing to watch out for is like it gets in my nose, right? Because you're breathing and it's all this mist and vapor is, so it was in my nose. I had to keep blowing my nose, but it was on my skin, on your clothes. And it doesn't taste good. Like if you get it a little bit of in your mouth, you can definitely taste the chemicals. And the other cool thing, I'll share this with you, is I'm not storing it in my home. I'm storing it in my car. So I had a little bit left. Actually, I had some of the like 3-to-1 version. So I had bought 2 gallons and I stored, obviously the first gallon container was totally emptied. I put the last bit of that 3-to-1 mixture in one bottle, and then the other bottle just had some in it, full strength. And so I'm keeping them in my car in an area where they can't tip over. I'm not storing these chemicals after I've opened them in my home because I work out here and I like to have the best possible air quality. But I just want to say it seems to be a very effective product that works very, very fast. And I definitely would prefer this, which I am doing. I'm not using pressure washing, so I prefer it over pressure washing, which I've never actually tried. And I think it's a really cool product. I recommend it. And sorry I don't have a demo. It's just complicated to film that kind of stuff, and it's all, you don't want to mess up your camera with the vapor. There's a lot of water vapor out there if doing it properly and everything, but it really works. Like even the greenest, thickest algae, mold, mildew, whatever it is, you spray it on there, and at first you're thinking, like, oh, well, it's not doing anything, but you just wait and boom, after 2 minutes or whatever, it's really, really gone. And that is not even the recommended strength. I'm doing it like 3-to-1, but you can do it as weak as 4-to-1, it says. 4 parts water again to 1 part concentrate. And the only other question I would have, like the thing I'm thinking about, right, is, so it says you hose it off with water afterwards, after those either 30 seconds or 2 minutes or whatever. So I've been doing that really well, like really spraying it hard. And question I have is, it seems like this stuff would work if you didn't hose it off afterwards, if you just put it on, because obviously I've been watching this as it works, and it doesn't seem like you need that last step of spraying it off afterwards, because it totally, like, I don't know how it works, but it's like that greenness, all the color is just back to this color of the original vinyl color. The other funny thing I was going to mention about it was, it uses a lot of water, obviously, if you're hosing it off afterwards, but I forgot what I was going to say. Maybe it'll come to me in a second here, but I know this video is getting longer. I wanted to keep it from getting too long, but yeah, it's a cool product, and like I've been spraying it off, like it's supposed to be done. And, oh yeah, I did remember now. Okay, so I've done this test two times in a row, like 2 years ago and this year. The test is like if you put your hose on the most direct pencil thin, concentrated setting. I have like a gun sprayer, and you just spray the mold, mildew, algae. So do you really need this product? Can you just spray it off with the pressure? And the answer is no, it won't come off. But with this product, it does. It just totally dissolves or disappears, whatever it does. But I know supposedly a pressure washer would take it off. That's the recommended way. And this is like a substitute for pressure washing that stuff off. But I can't get, even if I go right up to it like an inch away and just spray at the highest, most direct concentrated pencil thin setting with my hand sprayer gun, it will not get off that stuff off. You need, and when I was scrubbing it 2 years ago as high as I could reach with the abrasive side of the dish pad, I mean, I really had to scrub and get this stuff off and then spray it off with the sprayer. So I don't know what to tell you. This stuff really beats, just using water just won't do it. It's not like a trick where you don't really need this stuff and the water's doing it. It's really this stuff that's making the difference. So anyway, I think I'm going to conclude that. Hope you enjoyed the review video and have a super great time. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you.